Okay, so I saw your question and I didn't want it to fall by the wayside and go unanswered. Now, essentially, the whole purpose of Ouija boards, even though it's promoted as a game, a lot of people in the occult who are more seasoned, rather, who are not operating in ignorance in the occult, understand that these boards are essentially used to communicate with the dead. The problem is, after death is judgment. After death, people's souls do not remain on earth. And so what's being contacted are not dead people. These are demonic spirits that roam about. I have another video where I explain demons, and so I will make sure I link it to this one so you can just get a full understanding of what those are. And so when you use things like Ouija boards, you have to understand they serve as a conduit of sorts. They serve as a middle ground in order for the spiritual realm to contact the physical realm and vice versa. And so even something such as wearing a Ouija board essentially makes you a walking antenna. One of the biggest things scripture tells us is to be wary of our adversary, be watchful, because the enemy is going about like a roaring lion seeking who to devour. Scripture constantly tells us to be alert. Scripture also tells us to not be ignorant because God's people perish for lack of knowledge. And so when we play ignorance, and I'm not saying this to be disrespectful or insulting, but when we're unaware of the methods in which the enemy actually comes into our homes and gains a legal right to actually have access to us, we fall prey to the enemy. And so as believers, it's important for us to recognize these things when we see them and understand how to navigate the world appropriately and correctly according to scripture. Hopefully I answered your question in such a way that you were able to understand. If you have any additional follow-up questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. And if I don't see it, I trust and believe that one of my other brothers and sisters who is well knowledgeable in these things can also assist you in answering. Be blessed.